to Wembley for the Mercantile Credit Football League Centenary Festival of Football, in which 16 teams from all 4 divisions of the Barclays League compete today, Saturday and Sunday for £385,000 worth of prize money in celebration of the founding of the league way back in 1888. You could say happy birthday to William McGregor. It was his inspiration in suggesting that the 12 leading clubs of that era should combine to play each other home and away during a season that ignited such enthusiasm from the public that similar league programmes were copied throughout the world. The competition caught fire. Preston North End won the championship for the first 2 seasons, as well as completing the first league and FA Cup double in 1888. McGregor's club, Aston Villa, were next to do the double in 1896-7. And from that Edwardian scene and those 12 clubs, 11 still survive in the league, and 4 of them have qualified among the 16 clubs here today. These teams gained the most points on a pro rata basis in their respective divisions from the 1st of November 1987 to the 29th of February 1988. They're involved in 20 minutes each way knockout preliminary rounds from 10 a.m. until 5:30 p.m, leaving 8 teams who compete in the quarterfinals before nightfall. If a match is drawn after 40 minutes, a sudden death penalty competition determines the result. Tomorrow sees the semi-finals and final, but for the moment, let's savour the results and the best of today's celebration of 100 years of league football. And if the rain wasn't appreciated by the Wembley groundsman, Tranmere's winning goal against Wimbledon was. It was a perfect start, with underdog biting underdog.
Great encouragement coming, and supporters have travelled down from Tranmere. They must have got up very early indeed. And here's a possibility, Martindale. The roof has come off here. Well, you'd have thought that was the winning goal in the cup final, to judge from the reaction of the Tranmere supporters. And you might say they've got their just desserts. Took it away with the challenge there with Muir, and finished well with a little bit of help from the post. They think it's all over. To use a famous line, it's not yet, but it is now. And Tranmere get their just desserts on the pitch and off it. Supporters who thought the journey was worth making, even in the early hours, now hope that Liverpool will come through in the next match to meet their heroes in the quarter-final. John King, the Tranmere manager, enjoying the moment. Nil-nil at the end of 40 minutes. And the penalty competition it is going to be. More support from the St James's Park faithful for Gary Kelly, who faces Steve McMahon for the first Liverpool penalty. Sudden death. If McMahon misses and Newcastle score, it's all over. And McMahon has missed. Went the wrong way, but I must say reacted well with his legs. Now, if Neil MacDonald puts this away, Newcastle will face Tranmere in the quarter-finals, and the champions will be out of the Centenary Festival. And out they are! Newcastle will go through.
For Foster, little flick on. Carr, yes! So Franz Carr, who's missed a lot of this season with injury, hasn't played since January the 4th in the First Division. Overhead kick was by Nigel Clough, and it fell invitingly for Carr. And Nottingham Forest lead by 1-0. Clough. Oh, that might be a penalty. Jack Ashurst, who got across to get in the tackle. Ashurst's tackle, and Brian Hill, the cup final referee, has already pointed to the spot. Pearce against Mervyn Day, and it's 2-0 to Forest. Well, he's got 6 goals in the league this season, Stuart Pearce. In this centenary tournament. Oh, no offside. He's come all the way from the back, Pearce, and is this his second goal? Oh, selflessly, he's put it into the path of Parker, who's just come on as a sub, and it's 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. And it's as easy as pie.
Forest's quarter-final opponents were to be the winners of the game between Blackburn Rovers and Aston Villa. That game ended in a 0-0 draw, so it was another penalty shootout, Villa first.
Stuart Gray, the Villa recent acquisition from Barnsley, at a cost of £175,000, to try and score penalty number 2, and this time Geno has made a save, and that might put Blackburn into the quarter-finals. It depends what happens with this final Blackburn penalty. And it's little Scott Sellers, 22 years of age. Oh, and he's missed as well. He didn't strike it too well, did he? Good stop, though, by Spink. David Platt makes it 2-1 to Villa. Well, this time picks the other side. And the important penalty taker now for Blackburn is Colin Hendry, who's the man who scored the goal that won the full Members' Cup against Charlton here last season. And he's put it over the bar. Blackburn are out. And having been the hero here last year, Hendry now has the disappointment of missing the crucial penalty. And so it's Aston Villa into the quarter-finals by 2-1.
Well done, Ali Robertson, although it's come straight to Harper, and here's Wayne Clark. They were looking for the offside, it didn't come. Really a very simple opportunity. It came really from the poor clearance by Floyd Street. Robbie Dennison, the threat of Wolves certainly growing. That's a good try, oh, and what a goal! That's the goal of the festival so far. Magnificent strike. All of 25 yards, maybe more. I think there's a better idea distance, certainly 30 yards.
1-1 after 40 minutes, and we join the penalty shootout with the score 2-2. It's Alan Harper of Everton's turn.
And Alan Harper jokes about pinching a couple of yards. He's right on the edge of the spot. Everton back in front. There he was sitting on the most upholstered part of his anatomy, watching the ball go in. Andy Mutch to take a penalty at Wembley. What now? No, he misses. Everton go through, Wolves go out, and generous applause from the Wolves following. Neville Southall, once more, the hero for the men from Goodison Park. Here's McClare, the flag stays down, Davenport is up square, but wasn't needed. Yes, as easy as that apparently. Suddenly free on the right. And finishing in the way that he has for most of the season, bided his time. Richard Harvey found his way blocked. The two youngsters sorted out. But eventually run their team into trouble. This is Davenport. 2-0 for United. And I'm afraid the problem was born of inexperience on the left of the Luton defence. Davenport did well to get between two and around the goalkeeper. Good finish.
Luton out, but what a pity that a fine player like Mal Donaghy was injured. It was the sort of accident that could have happened in any training session. No one to blame, though, and the good news is that it's ankle ligaments rather than knee ligaments, and Mal has at least a fighting chance of playing in the Littlewoods Cup final in 8 days' time. Our best wishes to him. Next, Wigan versus Sunderland, which also lacked goals of any description. But 2 penalties have already been converted. It's Colin Pascoe of Sunderland.
And the rest of the Sunderland players can only watch him wait. Phil Hughes, the Wigan goalkeeper, ready to do his bit against Colin Pascoe. And he saved it! The Northern Ireland international, Philip Hughes, ever present since November in the Wigan athletic side, has stopped the penalty from Pascoe that may put Wigan into the quarter-finals at the expense of the third division leaders Sunderland. Guess right, and a good stop, and now it all depends on this. Tim Carter in goal, penalty by Paul Cook. That's it, 2-1. And Wigan, 5th in Division 3, defeat Sunderland, the league leaders, 2 penalties to 1, and they go through to the quarter-final.
Would you believe that the game between Crystal Palace and Sheffield Wednesday also ended goalless? Well, they managed to score 1 penalty each, and I'll leave you to guess what happened next.
So Kevin Presman, the Sheffield Wednesday keeper, now to face this penalty from Phil Barber. Oh, and it's a poor penalty. Barber's shot, easily saved by Presman. Well, he couldn't have placed the ball more carefully, could he? Gary Megson puts Sheffield Wednesday into the quarter-finals here at Wembley, where his father Don once captained Sheffield Wednesday in an FA Cup final against Everton. That time a losing Wednesday side, beaten 3-2.
So there you see the teams who've qualified for the quarter-finals. No Liverpool, no Wimbledon, and a slightly North and Midlands flavour about it. Tranmere Rovers team, made up of those stout-hearted lads who sent the Wimbledon Wombles packing in round 1. And the Newcastle team, Gascoigne, Mirandina and all, won't be regretting a 1-0 victory over Liverpool. Who cares if it was a penalty? But it's Tranmere.
And Tranmere get the corner after the challenge of Ronnie Moore. And the goalkeeper a real struggle, and it's put in by Morrissey. What delight. The second goal of the competition, and the day out from the other side of the Mersey goes on. Struggling all the time was Kelly, and Morrissey thumped it home. Moore. Nice touches. This is Mungle. Playing well, Tranmere. No doubt about that. They've lifted themselves for the occasion. Martindale. And back from Steele. Rhoda hesitated. Morrissey, 4th division side, calling the tune. Good cross, Steele! Oh, that could so easily have been number 2. Some really good football from Tranmere Rovers. Lovely cross, nobody really marking Steele. Goddard, cut out by Harvey. Morrissey. Comfortable for Muir to turn. They all got drawn to look for the pass out wide. Penalty, challenged by Anderson on Mungle. No doubt about it, got the man first. So the man with 23 goals to his name this season takes it, Ian Muir, and scores. And Wembley has become dreamland for Tranmere. And so far, the dreams are being realised. Very well struck penalty. 4th division lead the first by 2 goals to nothing. Tranmere ball. Ian Muir. We'll dive in. Morrissey. He's a tricky lad. All a bit tight though. And an opportunity is wasted by Ian Muir. On this big Wembley pitch, Newcastle finding it very difficult to find any room. Mercantile. He always wants to push it through the middle where it's most crowded. Penalty, handball given. Handball given, the ball came up onto the hand. Complaints from Tranmere Rovers. It was the hand of either Higgins or the other fullback. I think it was Higgins in the foreground. Neil MacDonald with the chance of putting Newcastle back in business, which he doesn't take, and that surely is that. It's a bad penalty. Spooned up to give the goalkeeper an opportunity. Moved a bit quickly. It was a good stop, but it was not a good penalty. 3 minutes remaining. Cornwell. Glenn Roeder to chase. Walton. MacDonald. Mercantile. Goddard actually did well to put the anchors on, but he couldn't find the man wide. It was Gascoigne. Mungle. And very shortly, the Tranmere supporters will be counting down the final seconds. McKenna. And again, ran into Roeder. "15 seconds remaining. A little bit of time for Mr. Hill to have allowed. That's a nice return, Mercantile. Corner. Corner coming in the time that Mr. Hill has allowed. Mercantile still with a chance of a consolation goal for him and his team. Oh dear. Well, the fun day out at Wembley goes on. They're into the semi-final, and what's more, they can say that they beat the team that beat Liverpool. It's becoming quite a story for Tranmere Rovers. And their supporters now will have to go and see if there are tickets available for tomorrow.
Yet another Tranmere victory, and their manager John King obviously getting to like this Wembley business. Well, now it's Nottingham Forest's turn again, having put out second division Leeds United somewhat convincingly. They take on Aston Villa, who've led the second division for much of the season, but recently have been giving their manager plenty to worry about. But not today. We trust. It's Villa's corner.
Well, Aston Villa didn't manage to get a goal in the 40 minutes against Blackburn, had to rely on the penalty finish as Birch takes this second corner. It'll flick on by Evans, there's two of them, and they got in each other's way. Aspinall and Stuart Gray, one player too many. Fleming, Carr, Rice on the left. Pearce, Carr, and Gallagher's header, but only as far as Fleming. Thompson, only man forward of him from his own side is Aspinall. Trying to run around Foster and gets in across to Aspinall. Oh, can he keep his feet? Birch is in a good position. Gray, now Andy Gray. Surfeit of Grays in Villa's side. Stewart and Andy. And Villa get a free kick. And what a pity, certainly from the point of view of a scoring opportunity, that they couldn't get that ball across. Now Gray's there, Birch and Andy Gray. Andy Gray. Well struck. Plenty of power. Aspinall. And that surely will be a foul on the keeper. But he does have an extraordinary ability, this player, Gary Thompson, to jump early and stay in the air. Again, it looked as though he'd gone up far too early for that cross by Stuart Gray. But once he's there, he doesn't seem to come down. Well, Sutton got the benefit of the doubt. Villa might argue that it was marginal. Gary Thompson. Oh, nicely done. Took it and turned. This is Stuart Gray. Gets it back. Opening here. Chance for Birch. Gallagher. And a good header. Stuart Gray. Well, Gary Thompson went up as well. They were together, but I rather fear it was Stuart Gray who got his head to it. Well, there's the last 34 seconds ticking off the clock. Neither Forest nor second division Aston Villa have so far managed to create a goal. And it could be yet another sudden death penalty finish to decide a place in the semi-finals. Victory for either of the sides in this quarter-final guarantees the club, remember, at least £30,000, 15 appearance money, and 15 if they get to the semi-finals and lose. So there's been plenty to play for, but quite frankly, it's been a disappointing encounter. And the whistle goes. Tony Ward of London, the referee, decides that's enough. Couldn't get a goal in normal time, and it'll be penalties to decide. Nigel Spink is the first goalkeeper in the firing line to face the Forest captain Stuart Pearce, who scored with a penalty in Forest's 3-0 defeat of Leeds United. This, remember now, is sudden death. 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Doesn't mess about, Stuart Pearce. And Spink went the wrong way. So now, Villa have to score with this against Steve Sutton. And Alan Evans, their captain, with the responsibility. Oh, and he's missed. Put it wide of the post. Well, poor Alan Evans scored the first penalty for Villa in the shootout against Blackburn, took the first here against Nottingham Forest, and didn't hit the target. He must have missed that far post by about a foot. Well, it can happen to the best. There's probably no more experienced league player on the field in this match than Alan Evans. And if you're going to score, you've got to hit the target. And so it's Nottingham Forest who go through to the semi-final, courtesy of a 1-0 victory over second division Aston Villa, and a mistake by Villa's captain, Alan Evans.
40-odd thousand spectators thoroughly enjoying themselves, mostly from the less fashionable clubs, but still appreciating the classic passing moves of Everton, who had narrowly overcome Wolves, and even more the very positive way in which Manchester United's talented team had overwhelmed Luton Town. And Alex Ferguson, United's manager, seemed to be enjoying himself as much as anyone.
Here's Gordon Strachan. Olsen coming on the near post. Strachan has taken his time. It's a very crowded penalty area now. Duxbury. Robson. Olsen. Everton leaving 2 up. Robson. On the left. Oh, good shot and good save. Really crisp strike of the ball. And a very good save. Neville Southall just unable to hold on to it. Corner taken. Now a chance, McClare. Davenport is over the other side, and here is Bruce. Well, he would have enjoyed that. Good break by United. 2 options on for the ball carrier. Chose Bruce, who found the corner with all the style of a forward. Olsen. Going to be a substitution for Everton shortly. McClare. Strachan. Still Strachan. Taken right off his toe by Poynton. Wanted to dribble it all the way in. Came pretty close to succeeding. Watson made the challenge. Poynton just peeled the ball away. Blackmore. Slight hesitation by Vanden Hauwe allowed Jesper Olsen to get possession. O'Brien, Strachan. Stevens' header. Well, bite about that challenge from Adams. O'Brien. Oh. Robson. Robson. Strachan, inch perfect. Olsen. Oh dear. Peter Reid had suddenly had enough, and Ian Snowden followed it up. Jesper Olsen was the one to do cartwheels and then to lose his feet when he came down. Blackmore. Robson. Robson still. Inside the last 5 minutes. And Manchester United looking the better of the two. And leading by 1-0. Robson. Bruce. Forward from Strachan to McClare. Oh, say, came back off the underside and out. Lovely piece of football. It really was a lovely move. McClare going early, found by Strachan, and the ball coming back off the underside of the crossbar.
So McClare and Bruce, two of Alex Ferguson's pricey purchases, more than proving their worth. The score remained 1-0. So we move on to the last quarter-final between third division Wigan, yet another of the teams surviving as a result of their penalty-taking accuracy, and Sheffield Wednesday, who also converted 2 penalties to frustrate Crystal Palace's ambitions. And it's Wednesday who are putting on the pressure.
Johnson, Sterland. Well struck by Proctor. Oh, it's a goal, well struck. Nigel Worthington, the left back for Sheffield Wednesday, who popped up quite unannounced. Proctor had the first shot. And the rebound, one or two players diving in, and finally they left it for Nigel Worthington, who buried it in the far corner. He couldn't have struck that much more sweetly, could he? Good run forward by Thompson. Nicely back to Jewell. Well, Wigan Rugby League team will be here in a couple of weeks. That's where they'll be trying to put the ball. Oh, Bobby Campbell was onto it. Jewell, is this the equaliser? Well, Larry May was right in his back pocket, and somehow Jewell never got it in front of him. The ball was always under his feet. He couldn't quite get the ball to get in front of him and get in a strike. Senior. Thompson made a good run, got there ahead of Madden. Jewell just got Campbell in the middle. Yes, equaliser. Chris Thompson. Well, they deserve that, Wigan. They forced a good save from Kevin Priestman, but the keeper was still on the ground when the second shot came in. Good save by the keeper, but he couldn't recover his ground quick enough to stop the second one. Just over 11 minutes left. Galvin. Chapman. Still Chapman. Bradshaw. Sterland. Worthington has another go. Well, that's the second time it's fallen to the fullback. First time he put it into the back of the net. This time the shot was always rising. Flick on by Chapman. Proctor. Tony Galvin on the right. Good long cross has gone over the head of Philip Hughes. Cut back by West. Chapman. Oh, headed over. Lee Chapman from close range. The ball cut back by West. And he got right underneath it and just put it over the bar. Carl Bradshaw. And Tony Galvin. Well, he's got plenty of big men to aim for. Oh, great stop. Magnificent stop from Mexon by Philip Hughes. Gary Mexon can't believe it. He side-footed that, picked his spot in the bottom corner, and it was as good a save as we've seen during the tournament from Hughes. Worthington. Laurie Madden. 5 seconds left on the clock. Proctor. And there goes the whistle. It's one apiece. And still third division Wigan with a chance of getting to the semi-finals. Nigel Worthington, who put Sheffield Wednesday ahead after 3 minutes. And Chris Thompson, who equalised right at the start of the second half.
Nothing between the teams in goals. McEwen and Sterland had already converted their penalties, still neck and neck. And this is Wigan's Paul Cook stepping up. Nerves jangling, I'm sure.
Scored the winner against Sunderland in the penalty shootout. And may have done so here against Sheffield Wednesday. Wigan lead 2-1. Well, no sign of nerves, were there? In fact, if the keeper had stood his ground, he might have saved it. And it's Gary Mexon who comes forward to take Sheffield Wednesday's second penalty. He hit the winner from the spot in the penalty shootout against Crystal Palace. This to keep it alive. 2-2. And this penalty shootout is going to go as far as any we've seen. And it's the centre forward, Bobby Campbell, who places the ball for this third Wigan penalty. 2 apiece in penalties, 1-1 at full time. Oh, he's missed the target. Bobby Campbell has missed the target. And that might be the end of Wigan's dream. He put it well wide of the post, but now he's left Nigel Worthington with the opportunity to make it 3-2 for Sheffield Wednesday. The Northern Ireland international places the ball carefully. Can Philip Hughes keep it alive? No, he can't. Worthington's second goal of the match. Dejection for Hughes. And it's Sheffield Wednesday who go through.
Wigan, far from disgrace there, giving Wednesday a very good run for their money and only losing on the third penalty. But the crowd's favourites today were 4th Division Tranmere Rovers, who not only won both their matches, but played football of excellent quality.
And the goalkeeper a real struggle, and it's put in by Morrissey.
So the semi-finals look like this. Tranmere Rovers v Nottingham Forest, Manchester United v Sheffield Wednesday, and you'll be able to see those final stages of the Mercantile Credit Centenary Classic on Sunday Grandstand tomorrow on BBC 2 at 3 o'clock. My money's on Manchester United, but I shall be wishing Tranmere luck. They certainly deserve it, and so do all today's players. There wasn't a booking in sight in 8 hours football. Good night.